Hi guys, just thought I'd do a very quick video blog. I'm about to take a call from Radio 5 Live, so a live interview on a Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. Very nervous, always get so nervous when I have to do live interviews, or any interviews to be honest. People always say, oh, you do loads now, Nick, you'll be fine. But I don't know I know how important they are. I think that's what it is, the pressure on myself to make sure I get everything across that I want to say, to make sure the interview's led the way I want it led, you know, so that I can express the things that are important to say. And I just find it so nerve-wracking because I don't want to let anyone down. I want to make sure I say everything. I want to get the charity across it. You know, the only reason I do these interviews and go through is quite tough sometimes, especially when they ask questions about my kids and Lee. You know, it's hard. It was, you know, it's my life. So, but I know how important these interviews are. You know, whenever we do interviews, the response we get is amazing. We get new fundraisers, new families that have never heard of us, and that's the most important thing to me. Just awareness, and that's what keeps the charity going. So, yeah, a bit nervous, but I'm in Brooke's room. It's a total tip of a little girl's bedroom. But basically it's the furthest away from everyone else in the house, so the quietest room at the minute, because it's quite hard to do live interviews with a 1-year-old, 7-year-old and 11-year-old. And so there's a lot going on Saturday mornings in our house. So I'm just hidden up in Brooke's room waiting to take the call.
And I think through Scott is the charity, you know, I think the kids get to see that people are remembering and people are supporting them and haven't forgotten. And I think that's what's really important. You know, these kids are going to be suffering this for the rest of their lives. So if we can put the support in place and help them on their way, you know, hopefully, you know, we take some of the pain away.
Thank you, Nikki.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Best wishes to the family as well. Nikki Scott there from Scotty's Little Soldiers.
So I've just taken the call. I think it went well. I got across, it was quicker than I thought it was going to be, but I think I got across what I needed to, and hopefully it's raised awareness. So today the interview was about PTSD in children, so post-traumatic stress disorder. So probably the most crucial, I guess, the most important interview I've ever done, really, because this is the real stuff, you know. This is the heart-wrenching, emotional stuff. So you know, all the other interviews have always been almost about my story and losing Lee and how it's affected the children and raising awareness for the charity. But this today was about PTSD. So I think many people are shocked that children are diagnosed now with PTSD. And for Scotties, this is the first. We've just had our first Scotty member diagnosed with PTSD, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot more children that will get diagnosed. So raising the awareness that, you know, actually these kids can get PTSD is so important, and identifying it and getting them the treatment and the help that they need. So the interview today was about raising awareness and showing what Scotties can do to help these kids. So I just hope I came across okay, and I hope I said the right things. I think the big thing for me was trying to get across that, you know, Scotties is there for the kids, and we are supporting these children in many different ways. You know, the holidays, the giving them opportunities to meet other children in the same situation, and developmental grants and things like that. But we're also very dedicated to recognising that these children need some emotional support. You know, they've gone through and are still going through such a traumatic time, you know, and to lose your dad at any age is really tough. But in certain circumstances, and at such a young age, you know, they need help to deal with this. And it doesn't matter whether you lost your dad, you know, 5 years ago or 10 years ago. The fact that, you know, as you grow, you hit different milestones and it affects you in different ways. Brooke was only 7 months, so has no memory of Lee, and yet now she's 7. She's changed in the way that she grieves. You know, she's now very upset because she can't remember Daddy, and, you know, she sleeps with a photo, and she constantly cries because she wants to remember him and she can't, and she's always asking for, you know, tell me about Daddy, tell me what happened. And, you know, a few years ago she wasn't doing that, and I'm sure that when she reaches 12 the questions are going to be different and the way she thinks is going to be different. So again, we're going to need more support for her then. So I think it's the same for most children. Depending on what age they hit, the support changes, and for us as Scotties, we want to make sure that we have that support in place for these children. So, you know, we're looking to recruit family support workers that can go out and meet our families face to face and identify PTSD in children, and then we can get them on the support ladder that they need to be on, to make sure, you know, we're there for them. And at the minute, that's not being done, and that's what, you know, these kids need, more support. And I'm sure from people, you know, fundraising and donating, we'll be able to do that. That's something we feel very, very strongly about. So yeah, hopefully the interview will get shared and get listened to, and it'll raise awareness. I've just sat here with my notes. So whenever I do an interview, I get very nervous. So I always have some notes written up of things that I really, really want to say, points that I want to get across in the interview, and somehow I get them in. And I tend to go somewhere really quiet where I can just zone out. So that's why I'm in Brooke's messy bedroom. But yeah. I'll put the link on YouTube, and it'll be shared on the Scotty Facebook page. So if you want to have a listen, go and take a look.